Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you're logging in from. How's it going, everyone? John Henry here from SSFTG and the Wood Hood. Welcome to the live stream today. Before we jump on in, of course, it's always important to say the important obvious thing. I'm not a financial advisor. I can't tell you what to do with money. We're going to be talking about some global financial markets and charts and some of the crypto analytics and things going on, along with the Wood Hood and all of that. Do your due diligence, common sense stuff. Again, the CFTC warning is on the screen for a reason. Use some brain cells and we'll be all right. Yes, I do run and will be planning on running the occasional ad throughout the live stream to help drive some extra additional revenue to build up our side projects within and outside of the Upland Metaverse. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. It all helps the YouTube algorithm. If you want to support the channel more, you can always check out the join button below the stream. And if you're interested in getting into Upland, make sure to go over to our link tree or just head over to the really catchy link discover.upland.me/SSFTG. And that gets you started in the Upland Metaverse with 6,000 UPIX to get going, up to a 50,000 UPIX bonus. You definitely don't want to miss that. As always, again, all of the important links are at linktr.ee/SSFTG. I love how everything rhymes with that. It works out perfectly. But that'll have the Discord link for you, the merch store link, so that way it's a little bit easier to get a hold of, the link for Upland, as well as if you're more interested in learning how to day trade in general. Plenty of stuff to go over today. So now that we're on the same page, let's jump in because, well, like I said, there's been a lot of goings on. There's been a lot of things happening. There's been, and we just had a really cool announcement for breast cancer awareness and all. We'll get into the announcements, but really cool stuff going on as far as the world, really. I mean, the metaverse and everything aside from that is having a lot of interesting movements. First off, let's take a look at the global move news and see what all is happening here. First off, the economic calendar as far as what's expected for today and what's already happened. These are the things that are going to move the financial markets around, or sometimes the lack thereof. We've got the S&P, the Case-Shiller, HPI composite, all that fun stuff. Came out a little bit worse than expected, 13.1 versus the forecasted 14.4. We have the CB Consumer Confidence, which is the bigger news today at 10 o'clock. Came out 102.5 versus 106.5 forecast. Not so great there. We do have the API report a little bit later today. As far as the API report for crude oil is concerned, one thing that I like to look at is the API report to give us an idea of what to expect going into Wednesday's inventories. And the API is telling us to forecast around 0.2. If we're looking at tomorrow, well, inventories, we don't necessarily have much more than a forecast of 0.2. It's expected to see it come out as is, right? There's not really much going on from there. Of course, another resource that we can use is Financial Juice, and this will tell us what's going on today as more of a heads up in things to kind of see from a global perspective. We have going over different things like Germany's IFO, different countries, the global view of things. Need to know market risks so far today. Traders pair bets on the BOE hikes and see the peak rate below 5% in 2023. Bank of England's bank rate to reach a peak of 4.25% in quarter one, and that's based on the September 30th poll. There's a lot of stuff going on the global side of things, so if you want to pay attention to that, definitely take a look at Financial Juice. That'll help you out. One of the things that I like looking at, though, are the charts and seeing what actually is going on from a charting perspective. I'm a big fan of charting the crypto markets and all of that fun stuff too, and one of the best ways to do that, in my opinion, is utilizing TradingView. TradingView is easily one of the best platforms because of its flexibility. You can basically take a look at anything. And we're going into a little bit more of the technical side of things here, but looking at the global markets of crypto, and that would basically be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is seeing some good momentum to the upside. We've got some decent push going higher here, and with Bitcoin going higher, that's a good implication for a lot of other markets to follow along with it. Bitcoin is kind of like the backbone of the markets, so to speak, and seeing Bitcoin going up along with that is a good thing. But one big thing that we need to see is a new high. And a new high would be above 20,000. I think everybody's watching 20,000 as is. It's one of those numbers that has been coming back to for a while. My concern, though, is when we look at Bitcoin on the daily perspective, this is where things make me a bit nervous. Because recently, I was reading a study that we have just now gone underneath the normal volatility of even the S&P or the NASDAQ on Bitcoin. whoa, like mind blow. The Bitcoin volatility, the one that's supposed to be like the mind blower, crazy volatility markets, is lower than our normal index markets in the US. The last time that happened was right over here in 2018, right before the market shed 58%. Right? Now, I'm not saying that it's going to drop 58% from here, but it's likely. It's something that we have to consider. Now, do I like thinking that Bitcoin's going to be at 10,000 in very short order? I mean, we're talking a daily chart, and that took probably about a week and a half. Do I like thinking that Bitcoin's going to be down at the 9,000, 10,000 area within a week? No, right? Long-term investments, that kind of hurts. But you have to look at the bigger perspective. These are the opportunities that don't stick around very long. And if it is one of those nice dips, it generally follows up with a very, very strong rally. Looking back historically, from the bottom of that move, that 58% drop, it went up 343%. So in my mind, the risk reward from that perspective is fairly interesting and something that I like keeping an eye on. Now, tying this into some of the other things that we've been hearing from the Upland Metaverse, and we'll get into the news and all of that as well, we're hearing them partnering with Gala Games and a bunch of these other things. And looking at the metrics on Gala, well, right now the chart, to be 100% honest, looks like crap, right? This is horrendous. It had an incredible start down at the 00960 lows, and then went all the way up into the highs at almost 90 cents, and then rolled all the way back down. So with Gala Games, one of the big things to consider here is that it does require its in-game token or an in-game tokenization, but dissimilar to UPX, UPX is always $1 versus $1,000. This is a variable market. So a lot of people who are buying way up here in the 70, 80, 90, well, almost 90 cent range, seeing it down at 3 cents is a little bit problematic, right? If we're looking at this from a reasonable risk-reward perspective, if traders wanted to come in at and break these down, right? Negative half, 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, and 50, right? A 50 to 1 trader, and they still couldn't get it to hold at that 4 or 5 cent range. What we need to see here is higher high momentum. And I think a lot of this hinges on the fact that we've got Bitcoin in a little bit of uncertainty. We haven't had that proven rally above a new high with a looming monstrous dip below. Now, the beautiful thing about Upland in the Metaverse from that perspective is that UPX is always pinned 1,000 to 1, basically. We don't have to worry about these fluctuations. But these are things that we really need to consider if you're looking at these other metaverses or other markets because, well, you got to get their currency. I'd rather get it on the cheap. Another one that I'm a really big fan of is Wax. We use Wax to do a bunch of different giveaways and autism auctions and raffles and all kinds of stuff. Wax is a very, very big part of what we're doing and something that I like to keep an eye on. And realistically, when we're looking at the Wax blockchain, this doesn't look any better than any of the other ones, right? Now, from an accumulation standpoint, the daily chart, we are technically the lowest that it's ever been. Give or take a few marginal cents, but halves of cents, thousandths of a penny. This is basically the lowest it's been in forever. So a lot of traders are looking at this like, well, what's the worst case that's going to happen? I'm out 7 or 8 cents and it goes to 0, right? So the mentality is the risk is to 0. It falls apart completely. And I just don't see the Wax chain doing that. I do think it's going to need to wait for some of the other markets to pick up, namely Bitcoin, or at least for us to get some news as far as what's going on. But zooming into even a faster time frame like a 60-minute chart, for people who are looking to accumulate Wax on the cheap and not get annihilated on their holdings, this is still making new lows. We haven't made new highs yet. Same problem all the way down. We're just now testing a parabolic curve, but again, if we draw this a little bit straighter, we have broken above and are making an attempt to try to get that rotation higher. If we're looking at the overall volume profile where the majority of traders actually got into this kind of momentum, well, they're kind of stuck back at the 9, almost 10 cent range. And if the market's going to come back to anywhere, that would be the most logical point, because if they got stuck, they're going to be looking to get out at break even, especially after a new low. That's going to be the next big hurdle that we're going to have to cross over and get beyond so that we can get some continuation. So, if you're looking to accumulate Wax, it is on the cheap, that's for sure. But as far as a structural perspective, I feel like it does need a little bit of time. If we go all the way to the end, it still hasn't had enough time to rotate up, so we're still waiting on some of the volume to actually get a rotation and make something happen. So from a global market perspective, we also have some other big players like Ethereum. And Ethereum is another one of those situations where we're in a not so good location, but at the moment looks halfway decent. What I mean by that is similar to Bitcoin, we're expecting a significantly larger drop down into the 600s, high 500s. Not so happy considering that price is at 1400 right now. One of the things that we do want to take a look at though is the shorter term, because we are gaining a decent amount of bullishness. One thing that Bitcoin did not have as a new high, Ethereum does. That's a nice perk. That'll help it out quite a bit. So that will be a really good shining light as far as Ethereum is concerned. And Ethereum, being the development chain that it is, could possibly lead the way for the other markets to kind of pick up the slack and follow along. I can't help but see the looming drop ahead, or potential for it ahead. Got to be a little bit careful there, but that is something that we want to pay attention to. If the market's going to go back up on Ethereum, likely next big hurdle is going to be at the 1600s, where it's going to run into some resistance. Both sellers looking to re-short the market down, as well as earlier traders buying the dip and then realizing, crap, it's not a dip. well, that happens sometimes. Now they're going to be looking to get out at break even. A sharp rally up into that point, that would be logical to expect it to be a break-even move and a quick drop back down. Don't get stuck holding the bag on the way down. Nobody likes holding bags like that, right? So just a few things that we want to pay attention to going across some of the markets. So on to the Upland Metaverse side of things, because there's a lot to talk about. We've got a lot of global things going on. We've got a lot of market moves and a lot of everything happening here. But, well, what about the Woodhood, right? What about Upland? What about everything that's going on over there? I tell you what, it's not shy of action going on over there either. Where's my dude at? If we're looking at the overall news announcements, there is a ludicrous amount of stuff going on as far as the Upland Metaverse is concerned. We just had the announcement of the Susan G. Komen for basically the breast. Everybody has seen the pink ribbons everywhere, right? I don't have to explain this. Come on. This was just announced right before I was going to start the stream, and something that if you haven't done yet, make sure to go into the store, the Get Upix store, and then go to special and get registered. It's going to be dropping tomorrow. I've already registered for all three. Best of luck on your position on that. Each one is going to be $10, and you've got the chance to unlock each of these as a 1 of 1,000 mint. So it's not like any one of them is any rarer. For me personally, I really like the look of the black on pink. I think that's cool. But either way, they're all the same thing, and I would love to get all three. I'm going to try to get all three. We'll see what ends up happening. Now, as far as this, first off, reading through what's happening, right? As far as a real-world metaverse is concerned, Upland breaks down its virtual boundaries so that each community member can bring their passion into life, into the metaverse. And that's something that, in the Woodhood, we've been doing for, well, quite a while now. In fact, a lot of us have dedicated a significant portion of our time and money into the Woodhood to drive different funds and different giveaways and different raffles and charitable work in autism, and for autism rather, and so much stuff going on from that perspective. This is right in our wheelhouse, in seeing Upland as a whole going into this, along with some of the other things that we've seen them do, like fighting for Ukraine or helping Ukraine more than anything else. These are the types of things that really demonstrate the power of the metaverse and why I'm so passionate about it. So this is going to be coming with a Block Explorer fundraiser kickoff, and that's, again, the registration's open now, and it's good for another 24 hours, well, 23 hours and some change. The fundraiser details. Susan G. Komen Block Explorer fundraiser is the start of an ongoing collaboration, and man, oh man, do I love being able to read that sentence. An ongoing collaboration between Upland and this amazing nonprofit. So this is just the start, which means that this is going to have a sort of air of rarity. This is the first one. And remember, even out of all of them, there's only going to be 3,000 total. On average, Upland has 30,000 active users. If only 10% of them bought that, they're all gone already, right? This is the first one of its series, and it sounds like there's going to be quite a few. First off, I'm incredibly excited to see where this goes, because not only is this a potential collaboration between some major nonprofits that basically everybody's heard of, but along with that, this opens the door to seeing this continue on with other charities, other events, so much stuff opens up now because of this. without getting ahead of myself, during the fundraiser, players will be able to purchase that special Susan G. Komen Block Explorer, and purchases will be in US dollars, not UPIX. Something to note, because the last one wasn't UPIX. The last whatever sale it was at UPIX. And proceeds will help the nonprofits' many breast cancer programs. So highly recommended. I'm going to be trying to get all three for obvious reasons. It goes towards exactly the kind of thing that we're looking to support in general. And along with that, these look really cool. I'm not going to lie. These are right. I mean, I love them. Absolutely cool. So we'll see how that all goes. I'm not expecting these 1,000 to last very long. And at a $10 price point, that's a pretty easy pickup. And if we add that all up, that's 3,000 at $10. That's 30 G's that we're going to be looking at possibly getting. I mean, really, really cool stuff. So again, registration is already open. Make sure to get into that and go through all of that so that you're registered and you can jump on in. But the one thing that makes this so exciting is the potential of this opening the door for more of this, not just with Susan G. Komen, but a lot of the other foundations and nonprofits and you name it worldwide. This is awesome. Really, really exciting stuff. So one thing that I definitely wanted to highlight, needed to take a look at. Who is Abdullah? He's a beast. Yeah. Abdullah is he was the first trillionaire, wasn't he, in Upland? To hit that status. He's a neighbor to a couple of our properties in the Woodhood Bank, right? Hang on a second. Where is... sakes, I just swing out. We just have to jump down a little bit. I was gonna say we're like right next door, but good lord, you can't find the thing. So our Bel Air Woodhood farm properties, we've got a couple of these on lock now, and I believe he's our next door neighbor right here. Yeah. So Abdullah is, I mean, almost 3 trillion now. Jeez, oh Pete's my guy. Just absolutely dominating it. An incredibly large investor, and we've heard a few things from Abdullah from time to time, but not a huge amount. I've seen them active in the Upland chat every once in a while, and a few different nodes as well. So they are active to a degree, but it's just an incredibly large investor. I mean, big time. Always sweeping up the good properties too. If you see Abdullah swinging into an area, it's usually something that I pay attention to, not gonna lie. Just saying. All right, hang on one second here. Now, this is the first time that I've actually tried using this function here, so I'm going to try to insert an ad really quick and see what happens, and we'll go from there. If this goes smooth, then we'll go on to the next portion and going over the weekly, there's so much stuff, the weekly raffle for the Woodhood and all kinds of different updates, so stay tuned, but let me see what happens here. Boop. Did it go? Ad inserted? Yeah. If that works, then you're not going to be able to hear anything that I'm saying right now. And if it didn't work, well, then you're hearing me talk right now. And the idea is, again, so that we can drive a little bit more real-world revenue to the Woodhood and the projects. And ads, I'm curious to see how much of a difference it actually makes on these live streams. I don't know. We'll see. But some of the big things that are going on as far as the Woodhood is concerned. And we talked about this in the Woodhood Heroes Circle, but this is going to be going over the next steps, the next phases, and things that we've alluded to in the Woodhood Discord. And if you're not in there, go down and get the link tree and grab that link, because you should be in the Woodhood Discord, is going over the SBCT node rewards. Now, the SBCT, what is that, right? That is the Seed Bank Charitable Trust. The idea behind the SBCT is to fund all kinds of different stuff, from givebacks like this program that we're going to be talking about here, to minting properties that we can sell for charitable events, to you name it, anything in between. The SBCT has an automatic portion of any of the new Woodhood farms that comes out, so that way it's always got a churn going into it so we can keep it building. But we've now gotten it to a point where it's become self-sufficient to a degree with some of the property holdings and the earnings that drive from it, along with my personal trading and investing inside of it. It is now a self-sufficient beast where we can now push on to the next portion of things, which is the Woodhood SBT node rewards. Now, the node rewards comes down to a few different aspects. One of the first things that we can look at is right here, and it's outlined for you to make it a little bit simpler. The SBCT node rewards are based on your property levels. Now, if you remember when we first dropped the node in general, we were talking about having, 3 to 4 properties, that fourth one being for flipping, because I'm a big fan of it. The 3 of them being the collection. This is where things get really, really interesting because we're pushing that envelope a little bit further. Every single week, all of the UPICs that the SBCT gains through rewards, through trades, through swaps, through selling legits, through whatever, that goes into a pot. And at the end of the week, we choose a winner from the list. Now, that winner of the list wins a certain percentage of the pot based on their holdings within the node, and there are boosts along the way. Property levels: if you own 1 property in the node, you are considered a nodeler. Congratulations. If you haven't gotten into the Discord chat yet, do it, and then let me know what your address is so I can upgrade your rank to nodeler so we know where you're at. That means that you win 10% of the pot. Now, if you own 2 properties in the node, you are considered a collector with 15% of the pot. Then we go into 3 properties, which is the full collection, so to speak, and that makes you a hoarder, 25% of the pot. And then the big papa, 4 properties, that's that ultimate big 4. That is going to be a big boost because not only does that mean that you get 40% of the pot, but that also means that you are upgraded to hero status. Now, let me take a pause here for a second before we go on to the next part here. All of the previous heroes that were in the Woodhood node, and they managed to get in the Woodhood node heroes one way or another, irregardless of how many properties they have, they're grandfathered in. Once you're made a hero, then you don't have to worry about that. But going forward, for new folks that are going to be coming in, this is going to be the layout that we're looking for. So make sure to have your properties on lock so you can get the maximum bonus. This is going to make things go kind of interesting here. We'll see. But on to the next part of this, which is the residency bonus. If your residence is within the Woodhood, you also gain an additional 5% irregardless of how many properties that you have. If you have 1 property or if you have 4, the 5% boost adds onto it. So if you have 1 property and that's your home residency, you're earning the same amount as if you had 2. Something to keep in mind because home residency is incredibly important and something that we have a high degree of activity in, not only in game, but also in the Discord chat. What a shock, right? You should be in the Discord chat if you haven't gotten that clue. So that's going to be the layout that we're looking at. Now, becoming a hero, right? What does it mean when you're a hero? Well, first off, when you're a Woodhood hero, you gain access to a lot of different things. And we actually outline this all when we're talking about the SBCT and all of that fun stuff. So I will be using that as a little bit of a guide in terms of the things that you're gaining. But one of the things when you're going over as far as being an incentivized person going into being a hero is, well, you get that 40% perk. That's monstrous when we're looking at these pots because each week, well, you'll see it's already growing pretty well here. But on top of that, you add the residency boost of another 5%. It goes absolutely crazy. But effectively, you have the maximum boost. Along with that, you have access to the Woodhood Discord and the Heroes Circle. But one of the big things is the round table. And the round table is where we talk about a lot of different goings on behind the scenes. And we can have our input and our governance and all of that fun stuff. Now, the reason that we have it dedicated to heroes is because we need to make sure that people are actually dedicated to the cause. A lot of the heroes have more than 4 properties, but some of them have none. That's happened as well. The important part here is that when we're looking at your hero status, it's because of a reason, not just necessarily owning properties from beforehand. You were upgraded for a really big reason, your impact on the community, so to speak. And that impact has definitely been felt over the last few days. It's absolutely incredible when we get into the leaderboards and stuff for the Halloween decorations. Holy moly. Anyway, one of the big other incentives that we're going on about is the community side of things. Easily, Woodhood's community is one of the best, if not the best community in the entire Upland Metaverse. And I may be a little bit biased here, but as far as activity, there is always something happening. There's always something going on. So again, you gain access to that community, but we also have the Woodhood farm, or in this case, the Bel Air farm, which is what we've been fleshing out, and all kinds of other things. So looking at this weekly bonus and a few other of the perks that we've got going on here, this past week, as far as that bonus is concerned, the SBCT, let me see if I can fit it over my head. Is that in the right spot? There we go. So the overall bonus for this week, the pot has been built up to 37,650, and that is for this week. That means that a 4-prop hero is going to have 15,000, a 3-prop collector 9,400, a 2-prop 5,600, and 1-prop 3,700. And the residency boost, irregardless of which one you are, if your residency is in the Woodhood, you're going to get an additional 1,800 along with it. The perks of having your residency in the correct place, right? So that's how I'm laying it out. Any profit that's coming in is all cataloged. I'm trying to ease my way into this. Any profit that comes in is cataloged in USD and UPIX, and we are deviating between the two so that we can figure out how much we have available. Any of the little bit of extra, like 15 or 20 over or whatever, just gets added back into the normal pot until there's enough to actually do something with it. But everything else is going into that weekly draw for our nodalers. Now, the cool thing is, it's really, really easy to draw from. All we need to do is open up our, hang on one second here. Let's go in, bring that over here. Oh, there's another event. I can't even get through a live stream without a bunch of events going off. Jeez, oh, Pete. Okay, hang on. Let me load this up too. Why not? Sure. One of the cool things that we can do, as far as looking at the World of Football update. Wait, no, hold on a minute. That could be a really fun one. We're gonna watch that together in just a second. The World of Football. My son and I have been waiting for that. I'm not gonna get too hyped because I don't know what the announcement is yet, but that might be a really interesting one. We'll get into it in a second here. But as far as the overall seeing where things are, we can go into UPIX World, and then we go over into Detroit, of course, the neighborhood, Sherwood Forest. And then from here, we can search all of the owned properties in the node. Now, as far as owned properties, we can sort by owner, and the beautiful thing that we can do is we can export this to an Excel spreadsheet. Thank you, right? Being able to export this, where'd my button go? Behind my light, I can't see it. We can download this and drop it into, let me see here. I'll just put it in downloads, otherwise I'm gonna lose the thing. Let's drop it there. And then we can take a look at all of the holders of the node, and then we can break down how many they actually own. But the important part for me is being able to actually get everybody's name. So what we can do from here is I can just take the spreadsheet and we can swap it over, and let's sort. Hang on a second. Let me get this all nice and pretty first. Let's sort this by name. All right. Sort A to Z. Yes, that's fine. Okay. And then we can go in and we can take our whole list of people. And then from here, we use haste bin, a little bit behind the scenes stuff that you get to see here. But effectively, this gives us the entire list of names that we can put in the wheel of names. Holy moly, look at this bad boy. Whoo! Now, as far as the overall names, one of the things that I don't want to have are duplicate names in here. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to take out duplicates. I really wish there was. I thought this offered me a way to do it, but let me see if I can delete some of the duplicate names in here, and then we should be good, and then we'll draw our winner. All right. Got that up to here. A lot of these names start blending together. Hang on. We're already at the D's. It's too easy of a segue into a joke, my bad. Get those gone. Yeah, I thought there was a way to delete duplicates, but I don't know. Maybe that's not the case anymore. Obviously, I'm just gonna delete myself entirely. I don't need to be on the list. Owner username was the head title. We don't need that on there. That would be interesting if that one won. I think we've got them all. Did I miss any? Yeah, I know, right? Look at that wheel. That's insane. I'm trying to delete some of the extras here, and it's just like it doesn't stop. Get some of these off there. There. Did I get them all? Did I get all the duplicates? Oh, nope, nope. Did we get them all now? Double, triple, quadruple check? I think we got them all, right? Holy moly. Look at this list. Jeez. Okay. So this is going to be for the weekly, to answer your question, what is this for? This is for the weekly earnings, basically, when you're a hero. These are the different props and different amounts of property earnings that we were talking about. One property earns 10%, two properties 15, etc. This is that draw for this week's giveaway. This week's total pot, 37,650, but it depends on the overall properties that you actually own in the node. But that's what we are drawing for. We haven't drawn anything yet. I was trying to get all the names cleared out, but I think we got them all. I think we got them all now. So, there's a blank one in here too. I tell you what, if the blank one hits, we'll mint a double-sized property and we'll do a giveaway for that. How's that? We'll make it extra interesting. There's one blank spot in there. If that hits, we'll do like a 20K property and then we'll do a giveaway. 20K, I feel like that's a good number. All right, let's see what happens here. Who's our winner for this week's profit share? And then we'll see how much that leaves us with. Who's the first one? Whoo! Metal! Metal is the winner. Congratulations, my friend. Now, this is where we can get into some of the analytics, if you will. So if we go into Upland, we go into Detroit, Sherwood Forest, and then what we can do is owned properties, and the owner would be Metal. And then we can go down. So in this case, we have Metal, which owns one property inside of here. Now remember, there is also possibly a 5% bonus, which I believe they also have on lock. So congratulations, my friend. You definitely already have something in there. I thought I had that open somewhere. Either way, then we can go back in and we can do a player search. We'll do a search for Metal in-game here. Not the only one, but I believe that one is yours. Yeah, now we're talking. There's that 5% bonus boost. You gotta love that. So your home residency is set within the Woodhood node. That means that you get an extra 5% on top of that. Congratulations. So let's add this all together here. What does that leave us? We've got 10%, which is 37.65 plus the bonus puts us at 56.48. 56.48. There we go. 56.48. Congratulations, my friend. Let's get this all sent over and make sure that everything is working correctly. Of course, we gotta have the code 047635. Yep, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Congratulations, my friend. You are the first winner of our weekly profit share with that one property and the extra bonus boost. You were able to lock in a solid 15% with only that one property. It's absolutely awesome. Now, the cool thing is we get to have some fun with this because really when we sent that out, we're looking at really the difference of combining 37.65, 56.48. So let me take my spreadsheet here, 56.48. And now we've got that. So we can kind of roll with that and keep it going, and things can get fairly interesting, but that does also mean that we've got a little bit of extra wiggle room to go for us to see, well, if we can get a little bit of fun. Now, the next spot, is if he's a hero. Now, if we go into the heroes chat, we should see, I want to say, I thought Metal wasn't. I don't remember him in the heroes circle. That might just be me being a terrible person. I see him in chat all the time. Yeah, no, not on the hero side yet. So that part is good. And remember, again, this is the first time that we've done it, so if I mess something up, I'll just send the difference and call it a day, whatever. There's a little bit of growing pains there, but we've got that first one taken care of. And that way we are locked and loaded and ready to go. So now, as far as the next step, we do have a little bit of extra wiggle room because of that. So let's mint a property and let's do a giveaway. Where are we right now? Where am I floating around? Ooh, that's a big boy. How much are you? What's this guy? 62. That's a little bit further up there. Hang on a second now. Let's go. What do we have in the way of our tail? Ooh, here we go. What about... I like this corner piece, but what do these look like? 10,000? Yeah. 5704. Let's mint this bad boy. There we go. All right. So, we've got this one on the wheel. This is going to be the property for the giveaway, 5704 Newcastle Ave. And hey, why not? We'll get that all locked and loaded and added on there. The nice part about having that little bit of extra wiggle room, I would like to do at least one property giveaway every week if possible. And this week it is definitely possible. So we'll make sure to get that locked and loaded. I forgot the exact amount. I'll have to double check how much that was exactly in a second once it finally goes through. Actually, I think we can cheat. Hang on. 5704. 50, yep, there it is. 10,117. So again, just cataloging what's going on here. Minus 10,117. There we go. All right. We got the first one. We got the UPX sent over and all locked and loaded. Congratulations, Metal. Now we have a property that we get to utilize and give away once it settles. I'm waiting for the ownership to secure, and then we'll be able to give it away. What is this? We have a church over here. It's just an unminted church. 90,000 though. Wait a minute. What? Okay, never mind. I'm not exactly sure what that's about, but that's no, okay. Is this secured yet? Not yet. So once this finishes off, then we'll be able to. If you win, the property is going to be donated for the November Monster Raffle. I love it. I love it. Yep. That's fantastic. Is it mine yet? Still not yet. I'm trying. Yeah, I know. It's one of my crypto. I love these. I absolutely love buying churches, but this is just a house. I don't know what that is. I want like an actual one, you know, one of those things. Come on, EOS blockchain. Just waiting for the chain to settle. And then our wheel. Now, I'm not going to remove your name from the Wheel of Winners, my friend. I'm not going to remove your name from the Wheel of Winners. We don't want that. I want you to still be on the win side of things because you could possibly win this property as well. How nice of a double bagger. And again, if it hits that little blank spot, we're going to mint another one. Oop, I saw my UPX churn. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. So this is officially mine now, 5704 Newcastle Ave. Is it got a good street view? Yeah, you know what? It's a nice little. I like this nice little neighborhood. Neighbors got the boat, so we don't have to buy one. We can just get buddy with them. We'll be all right. Then we don't have to deal with the repairs. All right, cool. So as far as the person who is going to get this one, let's see here. I also see, you know, just because this is our first one and we're gonna have a little bit of fun. Moonshine Fuel. I see you in the YouTube chat. And just to give a perk for folks in YouTube land, this is a good reason why you should be in the YouTube side of things here. Let me add your name to the list as well. If you do win, my friend, I'm going to need to know what your in-game name is. But I've got you on here as Moonshine Fuel, just that we're on the same page. But I will add you on here and put the name as a YouTube ad. Congrats, my friend. You've made your way onto the wheel. To see if you can grab this property. And if you do, we'll just mint another one and see what happens. I'm feeling good. This is a fun new stream that we got going here. Let's rock and roll here. Let's see who our winner is of the property. Who's it going to be? Jake Lowe 66. Jake Lowe 66. Now, I don't know if Jake Lowe 66 is in here. Let's see if we can get a hold of Jake. Now this is going to be the thing that we might have to figure out is how these people are going to know that they won. Congratulations, Jake Lowe 66. But what I need you to do is I need you to go into the property and drop an offer on it of 314 UPX. The property for this, and I'll get this recorded and get it all posted and everything. It's going to be 5704 Newcastle Ave in Los Angeles, California. Congrats. It's a really nice pickup. But I know you're in the node. I just have to make sure that you actually watch this. If I don't see any action on this for like a week or something like that, we use it as a donation property and we'll just add it to the list and keep on going with it. But either way, congrats, my friends. For those out there in Discord land, if you're able to, see if you can get a hold of Jake Lowe 66. and see if we can get that property over to him. It's definitely waiting for him. So all he's got to do is drop an offer, 314 UPIX, and it's all theirs. So ready to rock and roll. Awesome. So as far as the Upland side of things goes, we're talking about the SBCT and the overall give back program, which we just saw in action. We were able to mint a property, we were able to do an UPIX giveaway draw, and we still have some left over to add to our pot for the next time, which means that it's just going to keep on growing and growing and growing, and we get to have some fun. We may even be able to do some crazy mints and giveaways along the way. So this is turning out phenomenally well. Very happy with how that's going. So we'll get that all closed down and taken care of. Jake Low 66, I'll look for your offer on that property a little bit later. Now, as far as the overall, the Upland Metaverse and things going on the news perspective, remember, we got to go back and we got to watch this World of Football. Let's watch this together. Now, I don't know, how long is this? 1 minute 33? Yeah. All right. Let's watch this together here real quick and see what this is all about. This is the latest update that just dropped. I don't know what it's about yet. Let's see.
Hey guys, I'm HYPOTHETICAL, the creator of World of Football, the newest game coming to the Upland Metaverse. And I'm here to update you all on the progress of Wolf's development inside Upland and reveal which cities we are going to start building our stadiums. Besides working on improving, fine-tuning World of
Where's it
Football,
going to be?
we are connecting Upland to our game, where we are getting ready to build the stadiums so we'll be able to play football in the
Where the
Metaverse.
stadium's going to be.
We've purchased properties
Ooh.
in a few neighborhoods and need our neighbors and all Uplanders to help build the 4 initial stadiums, which in return will give
I'm assuming,
you a
like,
chance to win Apex rewards. For everyone who comes and
overseas,
stakes
right?
on any of our stadiums, we will be drawing for a giveaway of 50k Apex to 5
nice.
lucky users who stake Spark at any of our 4 constructions. That's a total of 20 lucky players who have a chance to win. So, if you want to help us building stadiums in any of these 4 locations, which are Los Angeles, Chicago, Queens, and Rio de Janeiro,
Chicago!
help us today. We're looking forward to this next step in bringing World
All right.
Football to Upland.
All right, the list. Los Angeles is going to be the first one. Chicago. We've got Queens. And I don't think anybody's surprised by Rio de Janeiro being on the list. That was kind of a giveaway. World of Football, hello. Right? I'm kind of surprised that Porto's not on the list, but maybe that's to come. So that means that these are going to be the next steps that we need to go. And there's the address. It's fantastic. I was really hoping they were going to drop that. 1350 West 25th Street in Los Angeles, 3800 North Keystone Ave in Chicago, 11645 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard in Queens, and Rua Sierra 145. I'm glad that one wasn't a hard one in Rio. So make sure we got to get over there and get our stake on that. Hang on a second here. What am I all? I got to make sure I have some spark left over. What can I take off of? 0101. I'm assuming it didn't say on there, but I'm assuming it's probably the same thing, right? 0.1 minimum. 0.1 minimum would be my guess. Oh yeah, the stadium in Porto's already built. That's right, yeah. Okay. Which one do I take from? I don't want to take from any of these. Yeah, it's the point. I'm assuming it's 0.1, and there are 4 stadiums, so I'm gonna have to drop 0.4 off of 1. How close is this guy? This 19111 is there, and again, I want to double. Oh, this one's maxed out. this one already got maxed out. Okay. Well, I guess I'll make some room for other people then. We're gonna need 0.4, right? Yeah. So 0.63 should give us enough. And that leaves room. So if anybody was looking to get on that 19111 Kingston Road, you can get that all built up. But this one's full. So, okay, well. Oh, that's the one I'm paying for. So, is it 0.01? Okay, well, either way. We've got it locked and loaded. Let's see here. First one is going to be 1350 West 25th. Yeah, I'm okay taking it away from my own build. That's fine. 25th Street. That just means I'm going to pay somebody else to do it. It's in Los Angeles, right? Okay, good. It should be huge. Yeah, okay. All right, now this is one of these things that we're going to have to take a look at as far as how this all how this all works. One way that you can go about this is looking at how things actually are settling on the blockchain. Now, if we go in, you can see that the actions required to update the construction have been successfully initiated and all that fun stuff. You can track these actions on the blockchain so you can try to time when your entry is actually on there. Let me go into my profile, view my Uplander status, go into me. And here we can see, like, as an example, I just updated my Spark, right? So USPK is a different currency. So what we want to do first is you want to drop this token down to USPK, and we only want to look at those. Now, the 0.4 that we just took off, that might be me, that might not be me. I believe this one is me. What we want to see is when something shows up here, does it land on this one right now? Let's see here. I want to see if I can get on that one and see when it actually expires. Because when you first click into it, what you're going to be able to do is go into the next screen, and then from that next screen, you're going to have to be faced with another possibility of not being able to make it in. So what I want to do is I want to see when this updates, when the Spark value hits. Not UPX, USPK. I think this is still my 0.4. Play upland.me. Let's look at the USPK. There we go. Okay, so this guy right here, I want to see what the last continuation is of this. It's still off. Really wish this would stay. This one's already irreversible. So that one's not it. I thought there was a faster way to do this, but I don't remember how. Spark login bonuses, that's nice. Stake on this guy, irreversible. No. Stake this guy right here. Is this one irreversible? That one is too. There was a way to track these so that we could time our entries on these, but I don't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to just sit here clicking for the next 2 minutes. What was the way to do it? I know we look at the USPK and then we look at the staking, but I don't remember which one it was. Yeah, so when you try to get in, this is going to be an error message that pops up anytime somebody has done something to their Spark, because it's all on the blockchain. So if they staked on it, then it's going to have to take time to settle on the blockchain. What I'm trying to do is figure out when the next stake happens so that we can track when this actually takes place. So going down the most recent transactions, this is the most recent stake on anything to play Upland.me, and it's at 156 seconds. Right, so this is the one that we want to try to keep an eye on and see if it actually lines up. So in 142 seconds, I want to see if this drops off. And if that drops off, then we know that this is the one that we want to try to keep an eye on. And that way we're not having any, we can time ourselves a little bit. Right, because it's going to give us this error until the blockchain is clear, and the blockchain is expected to not be clear for another 130 seconds. Let's see if we can get on it. I'm going to have to make it a little bigger so I can see. There we go. 106. Just double checking it quick. Yep, 104. So again, while this is orange, I shouldn't be able to progress to the next screen. Right? So while it's on 100 and whatever seconds, or it should be 90 something now, right? 93. Why isn't this constantly updating? Stop blocking stuff from here. Oh, nope, there we go. It just like takes a second for it to catch up. I was like, oh, wait a minute. All right. So again, just doing a litmus test, making sure that everything is good here. 147, 1240. We should have less than a minute left. 55 seconds, 53. Want to see if we can get this timing down. All right, so once this gets to 0, we should be clear to load this up, and it shouldn't load before then. Oh, now see, it loaded. 34 days. Hey, I got it. Nice. All right, well, that one's taken care of. That's good. All right, 0.1 on that one. Easier than I thought it was going to be. Now, what we can do here is let's go back and we can track. So for those of you who are looking to try to get on that one, the one that you want to look at will be expiring in 150 seconds. Right, that's the one that you want to pay attention to because that's the most recent stake, 1484216. And there's my 0.1 spark that was just sent over to it, see? So now we can go to the next one. What was the next address? That one's good. 3800 North Keystone Ave in Chicago. It's probably going to be this big green square, right? Yep. Nice, I was just able to jump straight on that bad boy. 11645 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard. Jamaica, New York. Should be Queens, right? That's Queens, yeah. It's probably going to be that green spot, right? Yep, there that is. So I think right now we have the benefit of not many people knowing that this is actually happening. This one's locked out for the time being. Let's see. Rua Sara 145. Let's see if we can jump on this one. I was able to grab 2 of them so far. It's all owned by the same person, and that one's also waiting. All right, so let's go back to Upland Me 90 UPX. Hang on, I'm trying to see the spark stake to Upland. 11 spark on that one. This one is still pending irreversibility for 147 seconds. Now the question is, which one is it? All right, it could be that guy, it could be the other one. Not sure 100% which one it is, but that's all we're really trying to do is just time our, based on the irreversibilities. Once that goes green, then we should be able to, assuming that we found the right one, be able to go in and actually just jump in and stake on it. But it's all about the timing side of things because everybody else is trying to do it. Right now, we have the benefit of this video literally just came out, and it's only been viewed 150 so odd times. So we've got a better shot at getting in now, sooner than later, that's for sure. So make sure to get in on that if you haven't already, and that way you're in. Not that one. How do I go back to where I was before? I thought there was a way to go back. All right, well, I'm going to sit here and try to get those last two, the last 2 ones taken care of. But overall, that's going to do it. You know, we've had a chance to kind of take a look at the global markets, take a look at the news and what's going on from that side of things, and also taking a look at the Upland side of things and getting all of the giveaways and all that fun stuff dropped and ready to go too. What I'm hoping for is to be able to do this like on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, because those are the most open days to be able to do it. And that way we can get our updates for the node taken care of, and we can get a couple other things all squared away during that time too. We've got a decent amount of time time to be able to go over stuff. So this should work out pretty well. The timing of it may vary from day to day, but overall, that's kind of the objective or goal as we go forward. We'll see how it plays out, of course, but it's looking pretty good. Today went well, I think, in the UPX values and the drops and all that fun stuff are looking good too. We got 20 seconds left on this one, so I'm trying to time this here, and then we can go on. But that'll do it. If you have any questions or anything, make sure to get into the Woodhood Discord chat and get all that taken care of. Again, also swing on over to the link tree and get all that, all the major links. Those are all posted for you there. Otherwise, though, enjoy the rest of the day. I hope you have a fantastic one out there, and we will see you all hopefully tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.